Did you wake up this morning and say you want to drive to work in a 650 horsepower Trailblazer? Well, now is your chance. Every dollar you spend on lsnasty.com gets you automatically entered to win this hot rod right here. Nitrous fed 650 horsepower RC component wearing leather interior having Trailblazer can be yours. lsnasty.com or the first link in the description below. Get your entries, because if you're not entered, you can't win this. This is crisis mode, John. We're renovating the shop, so it looks like an absolute mess. As you can see, we're putting all new walls up all the way around the shop, so everything is just kind of like thrown out in the middle. Trying to get some work done in there. I'll give you guys the grand tour real quick so you guys understand what we got going on. So we're doing that in the shop. We're going to paint everything so it's going to look nice top to bottom. We're going to clean it up, just really make sure it looks good. In here, this is our office area. We are doing more construction in here. We're knocking down this wall. We're adding like a full bathroom with a shower and washers and dryers. All this stuff's getting demoed, and then the rest of this room is getting demoed. So along with working on cars, I got to clean all this stuff up and get it out of here, because there can't be anything in this room. We're moving our parts room to a different location. This is all getting redone. Got to put the Bad Apple together. Got to put the Colorado together. Got Adam from Midnight Fabrication coming up next week, so we have to have all this stuff done by next week, and it is Thursday. So this is rough. It's yeah, as you guys can tell, yeah. All right, so the title of this video, the thumbnail of this video, we're talking about the PROMOD. We got to talk about the PROMOD because we kind of like shook it down and then pulled it back in the shop and let it be. And everyone's like, what's going on with it? What is the plan? What is going on with this thing? So we'll give you guys the brief rundown of what we're doing so you guys can have a little bit of understanding. First of all, why we got it, what our plan is with it, and then what is our end goal. Like, why do we feel the need that we need this? So 57 Chevy PROMOD, it's kind of like a gray area on PROMOD, because it does have a composite body, not a steel roof and steel quarters car, but it actually is factory wheelbase. So a lot of these cars that we're running, like Slick Rick, steel roof, steel quarters car, but it's a strut front end. It's essentially like it's tough to say if it's a tube chassis car or not. That one's got some rocker panels installed in there, but they're all pretty much the same. So the plan is we're going to have this thing here to run at the Come to Win races, the anything on 28s, the Wednesday night shootouts. That's what we're going to do. And I think it's pretty badass. The engine in this thing is pretty stout. It's Keith Black, Hemi, block, cast, aluminum. It's got some dart billet heads. This thing was very fast once before. So we've done some research on the blower. We have done some research on the fueling with the mechanical injection, and we purchased a new blower. So that's always exciting. The new blower, for all of you blower guys out there, for all you mechanical injected old school PROMOD guys, will know this Littlefield, it's not a terrible blower, but this one's more of like a hot rod blower. The capabilities of this supercharger, it's a standard helix, not a high helix, Roots Littlefield blower. They said about like 1800 horsepower is all she's got. That tapped out. So with 1700 horsepower coming from that thing, this is not a rocket ship. It'd be questionably the world's slowest PROMOD. That ain't it. Superchargers are just like turbos. They have a horsepower capability. You're not going to make more horsepower than what that unit will offer. A 98 millimeter turbo, if it could offer 2500 horsepower, you're not going to make 2600 horsepower. If this blower here can make 1700 horsepower, you're not going to make 1900 horsepower. It's just not how it works. It's based off of airflow, how much air it can move, how much air it can force into the engine. So 1700 horsepower coming from that thing, this is not a rocket ship. It'd be questionably the world's slowest PROMOD. That ain't it. Superchargers are just like turbos. They have a horsepower capability. You're not going to make more horsepower than what that unit will offer. A 98 millimeter turbo, if it could offer 2500 horsepower, you're not going to make 2600 horsepower. If this blower here can make 1700 horsepower, you're not going to make 1900 horsepower. It's just not how it works. It's based off of airflow, how much air it can move, how much air it could force into the engine. So the blower was swapped at one point. This car never had this blower on it when it raced competitively because this thing just can't get it done. I think it had like a Cabelco Superman on it. The fueling that is in the mechanical injection, I might have talked about this before, is still set up for one of those like big badass blowers. The fuel is based off of horsepower. So more horsepower, more fuel. So if you leave the fuel up here and then you drop the horsepower, she's not happy. It's like a balancing act. You got to keep them happy. They also have things on these mechanical injected cars called lean outs, like an idle lean out, which will pull some fuel out of it so it doesn't milk the oil. And then you have a lean out down track. So if it's fat, you can lean it out because you know the saying lean is mean. So there's some things that this thing really needs to be updated to be competitive to still be mechanical blower. So, or mechanical fuel injected with a blower. So the Roots blower, hitting the road. If someone wants this, it'll be for sale cheap. Or I might keep it and try to find an LS manifold and stick it on an LS. Just saying. I'm just throwing that out there. Because I mean, 1700 horsepower on an LS, if I did happen to put it on something that was somewhat streetable, would be badass. Just think about that. I mean, the blower's way larger than the motor, which I think would be kind of cool. So everyone's wondering, man, what blower did you get? What blower did you get? We got a screw blower. We got a Whipple 980R. So for those of you guys that don't know, if you guys know a little bit about the blower stuff, you'll know like, oh, PSI blowers, badass C-rotor and all this shit. Well, the Whipple is kind of like the outlaw. It's kind of like the gangster turbo of blowers. They were originally invented to be on like some sort of boat. It is just an absolutely massive blower. They are not SFI rated. They were never intended to be a blower for a race car. But John Gorey's got one on Meth Head. It is an absolute monstrosity of a blower. It is massive. It sits, this mounting surface here for the blower hat sits 12 inches higher, which, I mean, I don't, this thing is going to be like to the moon. It is absolutely humongous. So we actually ended up getting it from Sweden on a smoking deal. And that blower right there is, you know, well into the 3,000 capable blower. So our fueling will get a whole lot closer. Obviously, we still need some fuel tuning, swapping some jets out. But just by slapping that on here, this thing will go from making, I don't know, if it's 1,700 horsepower capable and it's got twice as much fuel as it needs in there, it might make 1,000 horsepower, honestly. This thing might be making 1,000 horsepower right now. So we'll go from making 1,000 to 3,000 with the swap of the blower. Pretty crazy. It is insane. I'm excited to see it. We're a couple weeks out before we get it, but I had to make this video to let you guys know because the PROMOD is absolutely sick. So we're making it faster. We're making it better. We're going to put our little twist on it. Now, we are going to leave the mechanical injection on there because it works, it's simple, and it's cheap. The coil-on plug is up for discussion. We're super familiar with the HOLLEY, obviously. We're super familiar with the MSD 600. I get a lot of back and forth, right? Some people are like, hey, put the MSD 600 on there, do the coil-on plug, run it through the Dominator, leave it mechanical injection. Some people are like, leave the mag on there, get the grid working in the points box, and then put a race pack on there. Me personally, I'm more familiar with coil-on plug. Stevie and a lot of those PROMOD guys with the blown Hemis, they're running coil-on plug. If the MSD mag was better, like it was providing a horsepower gain or a substantial benefit, I feel like they would all go back to the mag after trying the MSD 600. The MSD 600 is absolutely badass. It really is. The coil-on plug, for us, I think is way better. We'll get the fuel tune up close. We could do all of our timing with the coil-on plug. We'll have a Dominator on there as well, so then we can data log through it. We could do shock travel data. We could do a G meter. We could put a VPS on there. We can do our transmission control because we are going to leave the Linko in there. Everyone's like, man, you guys buy these cars and you ruin them and you tear them apart. No, that's not the plan. We're just going to tastefully upgrade this. The blower, yanking that bitch out, putting a badass one on there. The mag, which is something we're not familiar with and definitely has a much lesser of a tunability window on it. We swap it out for the MSD 600, be good to go. So the other big thing that we are going to change is the rear end. I mentioned it before. I was supposed to have got some measurements for a couple guys, and I have gotten busy and haven't been able to do that. we're going to get rid of the rear end. It's got a Mark Williams 11-inch rear end, like badass, got an oil pump on there. It's got these badass big tires. We're going to ditch that because it's kind of overkill. Sell that and then get a 9-inch, Fab 9-inch housing that's a little bit wider with a 10-inch ring gear. Or, I think 10-inch ring gear. So we're going to get like a strange Ultra case, TRZ housing probably, and a set of axles, and make it a little bit wider so it will fit small tires properly. The plan is to run this thing on 28s. Get rid of the big tires, go 28 racing. I see a lot of comments. Everyone's like, man, you guys need to run Street Outlaws. We can't. Composite roof, non-steel quarters. It's a rule just to be a rule, I guess. I mean, is this car any different than any of the cars that are racing on Street Outlaws? No, not at all. It's a factory wheelbase, modified firewall, essentially a tube chassis car. The only difference is it doesn't have a body on it. It probably weighs the same as them, to be honest with you. It's not all that super light. It's just the rules that they have made up. So we're not going to be running Street Outlaws with this thing, but we are going to put it on small tires. We are going to... I mean, I think it's going to be fun. One thing I will say, and I know right now probably a lot of the old school guys are like, no, you got to leave the mag on there. Don't put the MSD 600 on there. They're just typing away. Being that we are going to go on small tires, and being a blower car, all of your power management is done through timing. The mag and the points box and the grid, you can only do so much. With the coil-on plug, you have a lot larger of a tuning window as far as pulling timing out. You could pull a lot more out. You could be a lot more precise. I think that's the move. So now you guys know where my head's at. You guys know what upgrades I'm going to do, or what at least I have in mind. The only real upgrade that I have going right now, the ball's already rolling, is the blower. So we're definitely swapping the blower. That needs to be done. I want your guys' input down below. I know I saw the comments. Some of you guys been running PROMOD for a while. Some of you guys are super familiar with the blower alcohol stuff. Some of you guys have been doing this for a while. Give me your input. I mean, we're learning this. Obviously, we never had any combo quite like this, but I definitely feel like we're going to be able to run it no problem. But just let me know what you guys think. What would you guys do? What are your recommendations from your experiences? Let me know what to do, because hey, if I can learn off you guys and save me some time, maybe save me some money, I'm all about it. So that's the plan with PROMOD. Still don't have a name for it, so comment a name, comment your input. Go to lsnasty.com and get entered to win some merchandise. Trailblazer giveaway still going on. We got a bunch of badass merchandise out right now. PROMOD Nasty shirts are up there. You guys need to get them. And thank you guys so much for watching. Just a quick video here this morning before I get started with the day. And the PROMOD's going to be badass when it's done. Some tasteful upgrades. We should be back out here running it in no time. Comment down below what you guys think we should do. We'll see you guys in tomorrow's upload. Don't forget to click that subscribe button. Hit that bell. We'll see you tomorrow.